Hi, everybody. This is Jim Cornette, pro wrestling legend, and you're listening to the Book in the Territory Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast.
This is the artist formerly known as Daryl Van Horn, James Mitchell, the Sinister Minister, and I'm here to let you know I would rather slam my cock in a car door than to miss the dulcet tones of Hard Body Harper, my illegitimate son, on Booking the Territory Podcast.
Woo, Messi, this is professional wrestler Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man. Tell my people, my brothers and sisters, don't you dare miss Booking the Territory. Oh, yeah.
This is a one-man gang. You're listening to Booking the Territory Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of Booking the Territory, the Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast, where today we're talking NWA Saturday Night on TBS from March the 4th, 1989. We go to another month as we progress right along into, furthermore, into 1989. I am sitting here this week with the the greatest mud show podcaster on earth, Doc Turner. That's right, Doc. How you doing? And hey, Hard Body Harper's back. Only 10 minutes late today, man. We're living a dream. Mama Harper plugged in the new router last week, and that's why Harper wasn't on. And come to find out, Harper just told us as we were starting, it was a bad router.
Yeah.
So that sucks.
To the new fucking box.
So is it like a faster one, or what's the deal with the new one?
It was, the old one was like, it was like the old dinosaur one, and it just didn't work anymore. Like they didn't use that kind, so they sent the fucking new one, and I hooked it up. It didn't work, so the box was fucked up. They had to send a fucking new one.
So did the new one work? The replacement one?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's all straight.
Dinosaurs had internet?
Yeah.
Oh.
Harper, I mean, you sound really tired, man. I can tell the shoe job's beating your ass a new one, right?
Oh, fuck.
What
y'all been doing?
Can you hear it? We were just bullshitting. Can you hear it in his voice, though, Doc? He's exhausted.
Oh, yeah.
He beat the shit.
I thought I was tired until I just heard him, and now I'm, like, feeling, like, refreshed.
God damn.
Yeah, people must be drinking a lot, huh?
Fuck.
Are they drinking a lot?
Huh?
Are people drinking a lot? Are you filling up the shelves a lot?
I guess, yeah. I mean, whatever.
I hear you,
yeah.
man. All right. Well, like I said.
You miss the days of going out to the bar every night?
Do I miss those days? Yeah. I miss being fart-loaded.
Fart-loaded?
Yeah, I mean, fuck. I mean, the way shit's going, fuck. They might go back to phase one.
Well, we'll leave that to the world to decide at this point. We'll try to get your mind off of those things. So let me shout out a couple of things. First off,
By the way, I'm doing great.
I said the greatest outlaw mud show podcaster on the planet. That's you, right?
That's not me.
Okay.
That's you, Michael.
How you doing, Doc?
I'm doing great. I just wanted to ask Harper a question, and just to prove that me and Fritz aren't the same people. So what would you... I think Harper and I ought to be on the naming committee for the new Washington football team. What do you think?
That's cool.
The Washington Jizzasses?
The Washington... I don't know, man.
Fuck nuts.
I mean, what the problem is, what are they known for? It's all political.
I think the perfect name for them is actually Warriors.
That'd be cool because
see,
I think they should call them the Warriors, and then go back to that old school logo they had where it was like the Florida State one with the spear.
That's what
they should do.
That's what I was thinking.
If it's political, they should be the Washington Sodomites, and their logo should be a hand up somebody's ass.
Oh,
it should just be I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Because he always say, I'm sorry afterwards.
I think Warriors is a perfect name for him. And
okay, so here's a question. Here's a question. Will Pat Mahomes finish his career with the same team name as he is?
But the Chiefs aren't. It's not. I mean, fucking Redskins is. But a chief is like it's like the kings or the monarchs. It's the leader of the tribe. So it's. I mean, what's
all right? Well, this has been your
story about that.
This has been your diversity and your sports moment with Hard Buddy Harper.
They call them the fucking Warriors, and then go back to the old school logo with the spear.
You remember that spear? You remember that though, Harper, the old school one?
Yeah, 'cause I remember when
I don't think we were born at the time, but I remember seeing it like the old magazines and stuff.
It was when they had Danny Awful when they brought back Danny. Who was their head coach?
Danny. No, not Danny Werfel. Jesus Christ,
it was
Spurrier.
Spurrier. You're right.
Yeah.
And
well, that was
1 year. It was like the anniversary or something.
Yeah.
And they went back to their retro uniform. It was like, dude, that looks badass with the spear on the fucking helmet.
I think that was 94, the 75th year anniversary of the league. I think that
keep
was
that. You call them the fucking Warriors, and then I mean, if you're offended by it, I mean, fuck.
Yeah, I can't speak on
that
Chiefs.
Could be anything. I mean.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You got the Golden State Warriors, so you already have like teams called the Warriors. So like, I get why. And I think like to me, with Warriors, you could look. You can keep the same color scheme. Is my point. Like you can. Because there's a local high school that's called the Warriors that Doc and I were talking about a couple weeks ago on this show that actually they're called the Warriors, and they kind of have that color scheme, and that's exactly what I immediately thought of. So there we go. That's your
when I think of the Redskins, I think of a high school team too, but that's for different reasons.
What?
That's nice.
I'm just saying 16-0, pal. Dak is signed.
Oh, you're making a cowboy joke. I got you. I was like, what? All right.
16-0. I can feel it. Sports is coming back.
So, real quick, shout out to Disrespectfully Classy, Marky Blassie, Kyle Riley, Mike Childry, Joe Ice for your generous patronage each and every month. And then I got a couple other quick shout outs for our new patrons that moved over from Podbean that are up on board now, and members of Patreon. And that is Greg Serrata, longtime Patreon member, bumped up his pledge. Thank you, Greg. Enjoy those WCW NWA pay-per-views and Clash of Champions that we've already done. John Boucher, new Patreon member. Thank you so much for your support on Patreon, John. Troy Dean, longtime Patreon member. He made the move from Podbean to Patreon. Thank you very much. And then a couple of new Patreon members to round things out. Eric Garver, Tyler McIntosh, Mark Buffalo. Thank you for joining on Patreon. And to all the people who've had to drop out due to the pandemic, look, I get it. You stay safe and healthy, and be safe out there doing your thing. But hey, let's be great. Doc, you got any spotlights this week?
You know, we had talked about doing a spotlight, but I think there might be something better we could do. Well, first of all, I had slim pickings this week because everybody's lazy. Everybody must be summertime blues, but y'all need to get over that and do some spot monkey work for the spotlight. I think because Harper was not here last week.
No.
We missed him, although we started on time and we did run through the show fairly quickly. We did cover, I would say, one of the more racist things we've ever dealt with on the show.
Yeah. I watched it, and it was just, you know, at first I was like, what the fuck is he saying? Because it was beeped out for a good 5 to 6 seconds. Yeah. And then I talked to Mike fucking afterwards. He's like, this is what he said. I'm like, holy fuck.
Do we want to replay that and have a discussion about it? Or?
Yeah.
What we're talking about here, like Doc's saying, is the promo from last week. Harper wasn't here, but we got to revisit this. It's Michael Hayes, JYD, Magnum TA at the podium in the studio. And like Doc said, this is easily top 3, one of the most racist moments I think we've seen on Saturday Night.
We were still talking about it the next morning at work. Like, man, JYD was filthy.
Yeah, I mean,
Toyotas.
So Harper and I did have a short discussion after the show last week when I called him to make sure everything was all right, and I found out it was his modem and what his mom did. But with that said, I'm going to play it, and then we'll get Harper's thoughts on it. Harper did say a few things to me, and that's what I wanted to talk about here. So here it is. Hayes and JYD, one of the most ridiculous racist promos we've seen in Saturday Night history. Here it is.
Welcome back to World Championship Wrestling. The 2 men at my side, Michael P.S. Hayes of the Junkyard Dog. Not two likely individuals to be hanging around together, but they do it anyway. And Michael, I got to ask you a question. I couldn't help but notice you're being scouted by Hiro Matsuda. What could that mean?
Well, I'm going to tell you the truth. They've come up, and they've had some pretty good offers. But let me tell you what Japanese money means to me. Not one damn thing. You understand? Because I want to explain something to you. I have always been my own man. I have always done what I wanted to do. And I don't need no gonna come dictate to me how to run my life, how to wrestle, and how to live the nightlife like I do. So thanks, but no thanks. It's just like this girl said to me when I was walking in. She said, how can somebody so bad look so good?
Give me a look. Give me a look. Give me a look, Mike. You know what? Now you see how I feel when somebody come and try to buy you, know what I mean?
I understand.
He gonna go, also, I want Toyota. We don't need no Toyota.
No, talk to him, dog. Tell him what we need.
We need some bones to chew on, and every dog needs a bone. Hey, man.
Hey, and how about this? For the first time, the Junkyard Dog, Michael P.S. in the Mid-South together.
Yeah.
Now let's go to the ring for more.
Filthy. Just filthy.
How
What
was
did he say?
JYD right there?
Okay. Well, let me answer Doc's question first. What did you say, Doc?
How high is JYD there?
I don't think he's high.
Oh, okay.
But there's no way. Now, to answer
He
Harper,
sounds like just some guy from fucking Gentilly or something.
he really does.
Yeah.
Harper's talking about Gentilly. That's my old neighbor in New Orleans. He sounds like a brother on the corner in Gentilly. He really does. That's exactly what he said. He sounds like the dude on the corner of Franklin Avenue and I-10, where I-10 and 610 split in New Orleans. Look it up if you got Google Maps. I-10, 610 split. There's Franklin Avenue is the exit. He sounds just like a brother standing on the corner right there. But so, Harper, your question was, what did Hayes say, right?
Yes.
I think he said some slant, S-eyed, goddamn C-word, J-word. I read his lips a number of times, and I'm pretty certain that's what he said. And to which Harper, when I talked to him after we recorded last week, Harper said, wait, that's two different things. Right, Harper?
Yeah, one's Chinese and one's Japanese.
Right. They're two different nationalities.
Nobody involved with that, nobody involved with that knew that.
Well, and you got to consider your audience, too. The audience, I would say the majority, I'm not going to put a percentage, didn't care that it made sense. And not that they didn't care, but they didn't know either. I mean, if we're going to be real.
A majority of the country didn't fucking know.
That's true too. I don't want
Probably
to
still don't.
Oh no. What percentage of the audience could point to Japan on a map?
None.
Wow.
They probably couldn't find Georgia on a fucking map, and they're sitting right there.
You could tell Harper's been away from the actual wrestling game too long, and he hadn't had anybody to cut promos on. Can't cut promos down at the shoot job.
No.
So Harper, all right. When you first saw this, what did you think?
I'm like, damn. First, I'm thinking, you think they would have just deleted the whole thing,
right?
The whole segment.
Well, here's my thing.
It's a lot easier to do that than it is to bleep what he said.
How bad did what he say? How bad was Hayes that he got bleeped? And JYD said some filthy, awful things. Like, now you know how it feels when somebody wants to buy you.
Yeah, I mean, Dog made a slavery reference.
Slavery reference, just mocking the accent, defying people with the Toyota.
Dude, that was
Motor
foul.
That was pretty foul. And he didn't get bleeped.
No.
By the way, Harper, just so you know, I checked the original tape. In the original tape, Hayes gets bleeped on the original, so that's not the network bleeping him.
Oh, really? So, like, when this originally aired, they bleeped it all out.
That's
so
right.
Here's my question: What year on the calendar was the last year you could get away with using the JA three-letter? Yeah.
Oh, the 90s.
What year did Bill Parcells do it? Oh wait, he said somebody got Pearl Harbored.
Yeah.
The 90s.
Well, that's not bad, saying someone got Pearl Harbored.
Yeah, I don't think anything's wrong with that. You can say that.
Yeah. I mean, if you said that nowadays, people
here's
probably wouldn't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Here's the other thing we talked about on the show, I think. I can't remember. It's been a long time. Harper, did anybody say anything to those two guys when they walked back through the curtain?
No. They didn't say
That's
anything.
what I said.
They didn't say shit.
Nobody thought anything of it.
I
Other
go
than
back.
good promo.
And then you hear on this week, Cornette says some shit about the Samoan SWAT team.
Yeah, so I don't know. I go back and forth. I don't think anybody told them anything, but obviously Turner was like, "Oh no, we can't put that on air." But this is the other thing we said, Harper, and you tell us what you think. Doc and I were kind of like, we think what JYD did might have been worse than what Hayes did.
Yeah, because at least you can bleep him out. But fucking JYD did the whole
Jesus. God damn. Sorry. One more time for good measure, just so everybody can understand why we're harping on this for 2 weeks in a row. Here it is.
Not two likely individuals to be hanging around together, but they do it anyway. And Michael, I got to ask you a question. I couldn't help but notice you're being scouted by Hiro Matsuda. What could that mean?
Well, you know, I'm going to tell you the truth. They've come up and they've had some pretty good offers, but let me tell you what Japanese money means to me. Not one damn thing. You understand? Because I want to explain something to you. I have always been my own man. I have always done what I wanted to do. And I don't need no gonna come dictate to me how to run my life, how to wrestle, and how to live the nightlife like I do. So thanks, but no thanks. It's just like this girl said to me when I was walking in. She said, how can somebody so bad look so good?
Give him the look. Give him that look. Give him that look, right? You know what? Now you see how I feel when somebody come and try to buy you, know what I mean? I understand. He gonna go, also, I want Toyota. We don't need no Toyota.
No, talk to him, dog. Tell him what we need.
We need some bone to chew on, and every dog needs a bone. Hey, man.
Hey, and how about this for the first time? The junkyard dog, Michael.
Oh, JYD was foul, bro.
Yeah.
That was so filthy.
They don't make them like that anymore.
Well, they do. You just don't see it on TV.
I guess that has some cultural relevance.
Look at that still shot of JYD right
That
there
is
with his eyes.
Awful. He won my Rolex, by the way.
You know what's crazy is wrestling can't. Obviously, wrestling could not do this nowadays. They couldn't. There's no way they could get away with this. But if it was done in a movie, it would be all right.
Yeah.
Like different forms of entertainment could get away with it, and I point that out because Like you, wrestling is a weird animal in a way, and network television is too. You can't do certain things like that because it's on free TV. But like, I feel like maybe a cable TV show could get away with something like that, and a movie could. But wrestling,
The Sopranos could.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they could. Well, that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, man, this was foul. Doc, any other? I mean, this is now 2 weeks in a row we're talking about this. This is how bad this was.
Last week got an F from me, and so this was a shining moment, I guess.
Yeah, you got to be careful. I don't know if I call it a shining moment, but all right.
I mean, it was from the angle of we had something to talk about.
Oh yeah, because there was nothing else there last week.
Yeah.
I mean, that show was just a recap show. It was.
We were like patrons who put their hard-earned money down, not like the freeloaders on this show. You know,
that's nice, Doc.
So when are we going to do that second free show?
What?
I thought we were going to start doing a show to make up for the fact that we're not doing.
You're trying to be funny. You're trying to be funny. That's real good, Mr. No Cell. Oh, that's so nice. Funny. You're so funny, Doc. You're not going to get me going. You ain't getting me going. I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to get the content out to the people.
I know what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to liberate the content. That's all.
Okay. All right. Are we ready to talk
let me break
this
it down
week's
for
episode?
the people. Look, I liked Smoky Mountain a lot. It was fun to do. We did it for 4.5 years. We ain't ever going to do a second free show.
Oh.
In the configuration. Now, Mike might change his mind and do one with somebody else. But in terms of getting this band back together on a regular basis, I just don't see it. We're going to make this show. We're going to make this show even more special. That's
because Mike's a mark for himself.
That is true. He is.
This ain't got nothing to do with me. What are you talking about?
I don't know, bro. It's a lot of work to do a second show. I mean, I just don't think I can do it. And then you're on Mid-South.
Right, Mid-South and this one. And you and fucking Lance are fucking making out with each other. And the fuck.
Well, I tell you what. How about we talk this week's episode of NWA?
I think we should. I mean, that's why we're here, right?
Let's be great.
I mean, you've been jacking off here for 20 minutes. I'd like to talk about the wrestling.
All right.
Me and Darren want to hear about this episode.
Yeah. What are you talking about Bruno for, man? I mean, we're talking about Bruno. You know what I found funny? Harper. I saw Luke posted on Facebook like last week or something that Hurricane Helms' podcast was Darren's favorite.
Yeah.
Is that an inside joke that I don't know about? Well, you got to tell me about.
No, like that's his favorite podcast.
Oh, it legitimately is because because Shane is more professional than us, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. What the hell, Harper? I mean, damn, but I'm 5 months in a row here now. You just do the same old thing, bro.
Keeping it 100.
God.
Yeah. and he likes the Arn Anderson one.
Okay.
That he does with Conrad.
But he can't support his buddy.
What a typical fucking shithead.
Is Darren a Metairie guy? Shalmation? What is that?
He's from the West Bank.
That's what I thought. Even worse.
Yeah, I know.
Even worse. Oh my God. He's a wanker. Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I tell you what's going to happen this week. We're going to do March 4th, 1989. We're finally going to get started right now. Real quick, the audio and video quality of this week's episode is really weird on the network. If you hear
it was like a VCR tape.
Yeah, really. I swear I thought the same thing. The quality is it's definitely not the original, I guess that TBS would have done. It really felt like a VCR tape. So, and matter of fact, I pulled up the VCR tape version that I have from Tim Morecci, and it's on a hard drive now, and it was the exact same. So, there you have it. All right, so we jump into this thing, and JR and Magnum, they make a few announcements. We'll get more into that later on in the show, and they send us straight to the ring where we got Rick Steiner and Eddie Gilbert versus Rip Morgan and someone by the name of Mike Thor. Doc, any thoughts on this first match?
Yeah, so why is Rip Morgan getting demoted? Look at that right there. Stop. Steiner beating up the turnbuckle popped me. Go back.
I just did.
That shit's funny.
He's showing that turnbuckle who's boss.
He's a nut. Scared his opponent. Why is Rip Morgan? I mean, couldn't they do something with him?
Yeah, because I was like, Rip Morgan. I was like, wait, he was the fucking sheep herder guy.
Yeah. He's got good size. He's got a good look.
Everything was airtight, brother. What the hell, Harper? I tuned in and this guy's already complaining 20 minutes into the show on something. He just started talking about the NWA and he's already complaining. What the hell, man?
Whatever.
Fucking off from the West Bank.
Here's what Darren needs to know. The boys still been watching a bunch of old stuff, for him anyway, on the network, and Hurricane comes out and he goes, who's this guy? Now, I like Hurricane. I think he's an awesome dude. And if I was running a wrestling promotion, you know, he could be a booker there or talent, creative. He's an awesome dude.
Very smart.
But my kid, huh?
He's very smart. Yeah.
Very smart. I love listening to him talk. But my kid looked at him and said, is this some kind of joke?
That's nice.
That's messed up. All right. To answer your question, Doc, I have no clue why Rip Morgan is tagging with this guy called Mike Thor.
Mike Thor sells a little bit, though. He's not your normal enhancement guy that can't do anything. He's out there working.
Yeah.
He's got a terrible look, but that's not his fault. That's God's fault.
Yes.
Well,
yeah. Thank you.
He's an enhancement talent, so I don't know what else he's supposed to be doing out there, but it is what it is, you know?
Yeah.
Any other thoughts, Harper, on this match before we keep going?
No.
Where's Scott Steiner? Did he leave?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Scott Steiner doesn't have his first match for another couple months.
Oh.
If you're looking for him, just putting that out there. All right, so then we go to a promo from the Iron Sheik, and I don't know about playing it because all he's gonna do is
same shit, different decade, bro.
It's literally.
I think you should play it.
Well, he does So you're familiar with this, right, Doc, from Mid-South?
What? The clubs?
Yeah, this is the same shit. Here it is. It's the same shit.
In his country of Iran in the 1968 Olympic Games, a man with not only been a world champion in the amateur ranks, but also in professional ranks. You've got a demonstration here that you say that no American athlete can duplicate what you can do with these Iranian dumbbells.
You're absolutely right, Mr. American announcer. And also, I want you tell the people, hey, you shut up, let me talk. I'm glad I come to the toughest, roughest area, NWA. And I respect your background because you know really who is the real top wrestlers in the world and who is not. That West and Oklahoma to right here, I respect you. By the way, I want to say hello خدمت همه شنوندگان ایرانی عزیز. سلام عرض کنم همه دنیا پهلوانای ایران میشناسه مخصوصا خسرو وزیری the Iron Sheik. Hold it please. Yes.
I really prefer not to hold this flag. It's not the flag of my country.
Just leave it here to the I respect my country's flag. You can hold my rope or my
Thanks very much.
So, intelligent American, they know about the Iron Sheik. I come over here, I heard they talk about Lex Luger, talk about, hey, shut up, talk about Ricky Steamboat, but I want to know, any football player, any wrestler, any boxer, any human being, if he come throughout this club, and then I respect your country, athletic people. I show you one time, and you demonstration.
Let's see it here. Let's see it. All right, let's watch him. I don't know how much those darn things weigh, but... Well, the Iron Sheik's demonstration indeed is very impressive. We've never denied his physical athletic abilities. I've never been extremely high on his politics, but that's not the point here. He is an awesome athlete, and his challenge to any American athlete that can duplicate what he does with those Iranian dumbbells. And obviously he's very proud of his athletic abilities. We're going to see him in a match here in just a moment. If we can get him to go to the ring, I think we're ready for him.
All right, Doc, you wanted us to play. What you got?
Those things probably weigh 2.5 pounds each.
No, they're heavy.
I know.
That's a shoot, brother.
They're shoot. I got you. That's only 8 years after our people were held captive by his people. So when he goes into his native tongue, that's heat back then.
I remember when he would do the whole when him and Nikolai would sing the anthem in WWF, and he would sing the Iranian, and Nikolai would do the Russian.
Yeah,
dude, they had some, as a tag team, they had some major heat, man. And you're right. I mean, it's real. It's real when he's getting booed down here. I like Sheik, man. Sheik's hilarious. I mean, I can't take him serious nowadays because he's so when I see him back then, I laugh.
He's got something, man. And he looks like he's been hoisting 12-ounce curls more than those dumbbells, but he's got something.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing out there on the stick. It's stupid, but he knows.
Yeah. Harper loved the Sheik because of his WWF fandom.
I mean, if he hears this, he's going to want to stretch my asshole or something on Twitter, but...
Who the Jim DeBroni? Doctor, fuck him. Sheik.
Fuck him, doctor.
Fuck him. He no doctor. He no doctor. I Sheik. I bury him. I stretch him real bad. Oh, boy.
Sheiky Baby's been drinking beer by the case. Look at him.
Dude, that gut...
That's a Tommy Rich-like gut.
Don't insult the Sheik like that.
What?
You heard me. Harper, what did you think about the Sheik there?
I've always wondered, why didn't the ref disqualify him when he used the chair?
Everything was airtight, brother.
Man, I went from asking whether or not this fool was drinking.
At least he knew what a fucking hard cam was.
Yep. I was wondering if Cheeky was pregnant. Here's the other thing. They misspelled cougar on the way in on this match. You talk about not being able to get simple shit right. They misspelled cougar. It's Cougar J, and they misspelled his name.
Sound it out.
TV company, Doc. Come on, man.
TV company. Those spelling motherfuckers. This is TV. It's not a damn spelling bee.
I seek, I put you in camouflage, Doc. I seek, I humble you, break you back, make you a real bitch of mine.
Man, that guy's insane.
Dude, he's insane. All right, so after the Sheik defeats Cougar J with the camel clutch, we go to Paul Lee, who makes an announcement. It's real quick and short. He says that we will see the new segment weekly, and I want to welcome everyone to the Danger Zone. Doc, I'm going to go to the first edition of the Danger Zone next, but you got any thoughts about Paul Lee's announcement for the Danger Zone?
Well, I got to tell you that the song The Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins, is my 4-year-old daughter's favorite song.
That's awesome.
Wow.
She calls it Highway to the Danger Zone, but nonetheless, that's her hot, as she would tell me, that's her hot jam.
All right.
Yeah. Wow. She's the booker of all territories, by the way.
I Sheik. I make Doc humble. I break it back.
Yeah.
Twist him up in pretzels.
That's
and
great.
Fuck him up real good. I humble you. Break his dick. Shove it in dirt. All right.
You better get a big pile of dirt, pal.
Okay. We keep it moving. Harper, any thoughts on Paul Lee's announcement before I go to Paul Lee and Ric Flair on the Danger Zone?
No, let's go.
Yeah, well, you will notice on the video review of this, if you're a patron of ours at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT, we've got Jack Victory, Secret Service Jack Victory. Yes, he is standing behind Paul Lee in the Danger Zone. So this is, I guess, the quote-unquote debut of Secret Service Jack Victory at this time.
Is there anything Jack Victory doesn't do?
Well, he does a Russian mask gimmick. Now he's Secret Service.
He doesn't win.
Does what win?
He doesn't win.
Oh, well, that too.
I saw him lose to Ranger Ross at the Municipal Auditorium.
Oh, just wait till Ranger Ross comes in. Oh my God.
Here's what I've realized. I have realized that this is where we've reached a point where I have seen some of this stuff, but I would not have seen it in '89 anymore. I'm not watching. I have officially can say I'm in my dark period.
Oh no.
He's chasing some stuff is what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's like Chic. He checks the punani. He go after
I would have been
Chicky baby. And teaching Doc how to chase the tail.
I'd have been 14, almost 15 here, and I'm not watching it. Wrestling's stupid.
I don't get this fucking logo.
It's stupid.
It's the barber.
It's like a candy cane. Yeah, like the barbershop thing.
It looks like a can of Barbasol.
Yeah. Right. What the fuck?
Well, I don't know either, but let's play it because Flair's on it. He's the first guest on the Danger Zone. Here it is.
This, ladies and gentlemen, like it or not, is the Danger Zone. 3 minutes of airtime that I, Paulie Dangerously, manager of Fatu and Samu, the Samoan SWAT team, have purchased right here on TBS. By the way, this is my friend, Secret Service Jack Victory. Now, they said to me, Paulie Dangerously, since it's your first show, have anybody you want. Bring out a guy that loves everybody. Bring out Ted Turner himself, or bring out the greatest wrestler in the world today. Therefore, I ask you, the moronic public of the United States, to welcome my guest at this time, a man that I consider the heavyweight champion of the world, Nature Boy, Ric Flair! Secret Service Jack Victory, this is Mr. Matsuda, and this, on the very first Danger Zone, is my guest, the heavyweight champion of the world in my book, the champ, Ric Flair.
There are some people around the world today that are not calling me the champion.
But you, with or without a belt, you are the champ.
Paul, I love it. I love it. Coming from you, I'll take that as a real compliment, my friend.
Well, thank you.
You know, it's very rarely that Ric Flair walks out here and tells the world that next week he is going to wrestle live and in color on the greatest wrestling program in the world today. But because of the controversy between Steamboat and I will be here next week to make a statement to the public.
You're going to wrestle right here on television?
I'm going to wrestle. You heard it, Paul.
You're going to on TV?
Right here. Ric Flair is going to make a statement that's going to wake up the wrestling world.
On national TV, you're going to wrestle right here in front of all the public.
In front of the whole world.
You mean
the Nature Boy is going to walk out here next week and make
You're going to cut your daily guarantee from like 50 grand to 25 just to wrestle here on TV?
We're going to cut it right in half just because if there's anybody out there that questions exactly where Ric Flair's head is at this time, next week we'll set him straight.
Could you do me a personal favor?
Anything, Paul.
You know, I know that you're real concerned about this match next week, but when you're done with this guy, could you go back after the belt from Ricky Steamboat? Because, you know, I, Paulie Dangerously, I want one day to have a son. And I don't want my son growing up in a world where Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is the world heavyweight champion with his little brat and his wife. I want my kid growing up in a world where Ric Flair, the Nature Boy, is the world heavyweight champion. So if you're done next week, would you get the belt back from Steamboat just for me?
Take it from the heart. Steamboat's reign as the world heavyweight champion will be the shortest in the history of this sport. I'm going back after the belt, and I'm going back after Steamboat. But next week, we make a statement.
I tell you what, when this guy is done with Ricky Steamboat, he's going to take the fire out of the dragon. Woo! Yeah!
All right, my friend.
All right, Doc, any thoughts on Flair's appearance on the first Danger Zone?
I know why they put Flair out there first, but I don't think it's a good idea.
Okay, explain.
Flair's trying to get the segment over and not himself as much. And so therefore you get watered down Flair and amped up Paulie. And I come to Saturday Night to see amped up Rick.
God, I feel you on that one.
Yeah, for real, huh?
And so Rick was out there trying to get himself over, but not too much.
Yeah.
And so it came across weird.
It seemed like Rick kind of brought it down a notch.
Yeah. And he was trying to be like an actor on a that was almost like the Flair, what is it? Flair for the Gold or whatever that we watched with.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was tremendous. If you're a patron, go look for it. There's a Flair for the Goal out there with Arn and Flair and Steve Austin and was it Pillman, Doc?
Yeah. Here's the other thing to become a patron. There's patrons out there who have already heard your recent stellar interview with Dutch Mantell.
Whoa.
Dutch was awesome.
See?
Dutch was fantastic.
Now everybody will get to hear it, but you're going to have to wait.
Yeah,
just like on your test results.
Dutch was great, man. I posted
Remember back in the day when you had to go get like an AIDS test and you're like thinking about in the time when before you got him back, you were thinking about all the questionable ass you had slayed.
No.
Harper.
AIDS test?
Harper, that was me in the early 2000s when the Louisiana Boxing and Wrestling Commission first started requiring the HIV and Hep C test.
Oh, no.
I remember when the first time I went, I was like, oh, boy. I guess this is the moment of truth.
Oh, come on, Jamaica.
I have been losing a little weight lately. I hope that doesn't mean anything.
I chic. I break the test back. I humble a bitch. Break it off. I got noids. I chic. Okay.
By pumping semen.
I pump semen. I ejaculate. I don't wear no rubber, Doc. I do it from the back. Break her back. Humble her. Or country way.
I break back with a river of semen.
All right, Harper, your thoughts on the Danger Zone. We're never going to get through this show tonight.
I just don't. It's just this. It's that WWE light shit.
Yep.
They got the Brother Love show, and so we have to have something like that.
He said that Steamboat would have the shortest reign, but I thought that was Tommy Rich.
Oh yeah, that's true, huh?
And Steamboat and Steamboat probably won it legit, right?
Doc, what you try to say? You say Rich went down and slept on.
I'm just talking about some memes that were passed among the three of us this week.
Oh, I see. All right. I chic. I know when I win WWF title, I know I have to suck Vince McMahon cock.
Come on.
That's nice.
That's ridiculous.
I chic. I earn it.
You think Sable could say the same thing?
No. Call you all? I don't know. She's a good girl.
Boy, if Brock ever were to hear that. Oh.
What?
All right, let's keep going. What were you about to say about Mrs.
I guess
Doc?
I forgot that she's married to Brock now.
Yeah.
All right. Let's keep going. Woman. Steamboat is going to reply to Rick here. He's got something to say, and here's Steamboat. He's got a promo.
Television Championship on the line here in just a few moments. Now, just a few moments ago, we heard Nature Boy Ric Flair make a statement that he would have a major announcement here next week on the program, and also that he will be wrestling. I'm sure that announcement is going to concern the world's heavyweight champion, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Steamboat is now in Japan defending the NWA Championship, but before he left the States, he had this to say to the fans of the NWA.
I think when people think of Ric Flair and people think of Ricky Steamboat, they're looking at two gladiators. Two men that respect the business, the profession of wrestling. Two men that have the same purpose in mind when they climb into the ring. Out of the ring, we are two totally different types of guys, two totally different types of lifestyles. Me being more with the family unit, believing in my wife and my son. And Flair, the flamboyant one, and loves to have his entourage with him, his women at his side, his Lear jets, his limousines, and the fur coats. But the bottom line is that we both respect this business, and that this business is, after all, professional wrestling. And we both have one thing in mind, and that is to be a world champion. He's been at it for, I guess, 4 or 5 times, have been the NWA champion, and this being my first. Well, I think, Ric Flair, that you became mentally tired, and that maybe you let your guard down in Chicago. I'm being a little bit younger and a little bit more hungrier because going after this title for the first time and trying to win it from you. But I also understand now, and the word is out, that you're after me, and that you're not going to let anyone that believes in the beliefs that I have and the background that I have hold on to something like this. You want me to be the shortest reign champion ever. Now, I can understand that coming from you because you do a lot of talking. And although I try to take care of my business in the ring, I will meet you at any time, any place, any city. You name the location, you name the time. Make it Christmas Day, Thanksgiving, or your birthday. I'll be there.
I mean, you had to figure Steamboat was going to make that reply. It's the noble thing to do. He's the babyface. You know, hey, yeah, sure, you'll get a rematch. And let's see what's going to happen. And eventually they're going to announce when that second match will be. And we'll talk about that in the weeks to come. It's going to be at an upcoming Clash. So, Doc, any thoughts on Steamboat right there? Stop. I mean, what do you expect from him?
A good restful nap.
Okay. You know, I can't believe you're going to insult him like that.
What?
That's a shame. But anyway, okay.
Not as much of a family.
Children and
yeah, the family unit.
Now, a lot of people, including Cornette, has said like how that neutered him.
Yeah.
The whole family unit thing. Bonnie Steamboat out there with him, the kid.
Fuck that.
It's like, man, he looks great. He looks like $1 million. You know, God, you know, that's just what a way to neuter your great-looking baby face who choose.
Now all the Pams and Rebeccas know they're not going to be getting bruised tonsils from him.
That's nice. Can you do that?
I don't know.
Mike?
I like this Doc guy. He likes chic. He likes to talk about the bruised tonsils and taking it off the shelf. If you ever see my dong, it's a long one. I give it to him right straight. I bruise the tonsils in the back of the throat. I chic. All right.
That's nice.
That's nice, Doc.
Come on.
All right, Doc. So any other thoughts on Steamboat?
No, not really.
Yeah. Talking about his wife and his kid, and he almost sounds like a politician apologizing for fucking being caught with a fucking prostitute or something.
Oh my God.
And his only sin is being a good dude.
Yeah.
Well, so with all that said with Steamboat there, we go to the next match. It's Mike Rotunda. He's going to defeat Bob Emery. It's a NWA World TV title match because Rotunda is now the champion. Again, Doc, any thoughts on that?
No.
Yeah, just clear the promo.
You know what I'm laughing at. All right, so it's Dan Spivey time again with the Varsity Club. Sullivan, Rotunda, Spivey, Dr. Death. Here we go. That's all I'm going to say.
Back here, ladies and gentlemen, on World Championship Wrestling with the Varsity Club. Very impressive victory for Mike Rotunda. That guillotine. Haven't seen that move in a long time.
What do you mean very impressive? It was more than impressive. First of all, the belt is back where it belongs, on the greatest TV champion of all times. And you know something? I'm not called the games master because I got nothing upstairs. You see, I went to the NWA and I went back in their documents and asked to see some information. And now the belt will never change hands because, you see, the belt shall only be on the line for the first, get this, the first 10 minutes. It's a bylaw of the NWA. What they tried to do was hijack the Varsity Club and make it longer. And there's
It's getting hot in here.
Come on, come on. Listen to me. There's not a human being, there's not a professional wrestler on the face of the earth that can beat Mike Rotunda in 10 minutes. What?
No way.
They're
not gonna beat Mike in 10 minutes. There ain't nobody in this world that can beat Mike Rotunda in 10 minutes. You know, Kevin, I know nobody in the world as a wrestler can beat Mike Rotunda, the TV champion. You know, I get so excited. It gets so hot in there. You know, take off my jacket. I'm getting hot.
We'll get the air turned on. Just take
Mike, why don't you make it real interesting and put up $10,000 of your own money? I mean, to give these guys some kind of incentive.
10,000.
You got it, Mike.
I'll put up 10,000. I'll put it up. If they have that much confidence in me, then I'll put the money up.
I love it when Doc snaps. Look at it. I love it when Doc snaps. Come on, Doc.
What are you feeding these guys anyway?
I'll tell you this. The Doc sometimes, hey,
Don't step on my jacket,
hey, he gets irritated sometimes. It's not hot, Doc. Sometimes the Doc gets irritated, but the Doc in the varsity club, well, they're taking out on anybody. But let me say this. Mike Rotunda is now.
Mike, tell him to turn on the AC.
Hey, what he is now, Mike Rotunda is now the captain of the varsity club. Michael,
The captain of the varsity club.
Captain of the
What a distinguished remark. Well, thank you very much.
If anybody thinks they can collect 10 grand from the varsity club, come on, any professional wrestler.
They're not getting it.
$10,000, 10-minute time limit.
Yep, it froze on its own. Doc Spivey is god awful. Your thoughts on
He's
this?
terrible, and I think he's starting to rub off on Dr. Death.
Yeah.
Man.
He's very cartoonish and stupid.
It's horrible.
We said last week, Harper, that he sounds like he's trying to do a bad Hulk Hogan impersonation.
I don't know. He's just goofy.
Dude, it's so bad.
It was with Dr. Death kind of, I don't know, going crazy.
I think
with
it's
the
what Doc
fucking air
said.
conditioning.
It's like he's rubbing off on him or something.
I don't know.
It's just.
I missed the old varsity club, man.
Oh my God! Why did they bring Spivey into this?
Mm-hmm. Let's take something hot and it's working and just,
Yeah, let's throw a fucking wet blanket on it.
I mean, Dr. Death is fine. We talked about it. Like, he's fine. I mean, he fits in, and obviously Rotunda is an original. But dude, they don't need. Oh boy, I kind of know why they did it because of what's coming up. Like because what happens is you end up with 4 of them. Good Lord, Stan with the. Did you see Stan right there?
do it again. Give it to us.
Here it comes.
The people were up too.
You think he can still do that?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah! Have you seen pictures of him? He's got a Facebook page.
Yeah, he looks great.
Dude, he looks in great shape.
Stan Lane or fake Stan Lane?
No, the real Stan Lane.
Oh.
He's got
like
flat top.
He's like married now and everything. He's got a flat top and dude, he looks really good for his age.
What's more disappointing, that he's married or that he has a flat top?
That's that's a good question.
I mean, when you've probably been with like 3,000 to 4,000, eventually at some point you're like, all right, well,
yeah.
You think that's all?
Down.
I mean,
I'm
Mike
just
did
taking.
it.
I'm taking a guess. Yeah, right. I'm taking a guess.
Okay.
Stanfield. All right. So we went from the varsity club, which was Harper. Any other thoughts?
I don't understand why the whole "it's fucking hot in here" and he loses his mind like he's Mankind or something.
I don't get it either.
Yeah, why is he all of a sudden crazy when before he was talking about football and he was Steve Williams.
You got me. It's what Doc said. What'd you say, Doc? Spivey rubbed off on him?
I guess.
Well, we go to the next match where we got the Midnight Express who defeat Joe Kazana and Julio Barrera. Cornette is on the microphone. He's yapping as usual. Stan, like we just saw on the video for the patrons, is doing some dancing. Doc, any thoughts on this?
Joe Kazana, dude.
Yeah, Joe Kazana.
From the Kazana family and Smoky Mountain.
Very early Smoky Mountain.
Yeah.
Very
Or the
early
guy
Smoky
out there,
Mountain.
Pablo Cruz. What was his name?
Julio Barrera.
Yeah, he wasn't bad.
No. He's a big guy. He's got a singlet on.
A fat Puerto Rican.
Hey.
Well, no, that's how he's dressed.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I thought. Like, I mean, he didn't say anything appropriate. I mean, what?
Mike, does the spicy Puerto Rican lady do anything for you?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Who's that, J-Lo?
I mean, just any of them.
He's saying in general.
Oh.
In general. Generalmente.
Doc knows like 5 words in Spanish. Unos, dos, tres.
No es la verdad.
Sí.
Yo soy muy palabras.
Yeah, exactly.
Puto.
It would be mucho palabras, not muy. Muy is very. All right, okay.
Hey, do not tell the sheik.
Sheik. I know speak Spanish.
Remember narcoleptic Tommy Rich? Maybe you should do.
Jesus, that was so great.
You should do the Iron Sheik speaking Spanish.
Yeah, do that.
Teaching a Spanish class.
I'd have to work on that one. I don't even know how that would go.
Talk about good premises.
Jesus. I shake, I break her back. I break it. I demolish it. I shake. I break her down, Bubba. Anyway. We go to, after Midnight Express, we go to a Lex Luger promo. I got nothing from it. It was barely a minute. Doc, your thoughts?
Nope.
All right. Then we go to the Samoan SWAT team with Paul Lee, who defeat Bobby Mercedes and Joe Cruz. Paul Lee mentions during that match that Dennis Condrey has retired. Paul Lee claims that he gave Dennis enough to retire. So with the original Midnight gone, the SWAT team are Paul Lee's guys now. And that's kind of that. As we all know, there was no retiring from Dennis. Well, I guess Dennis disappeared. He no-showed the event, Chi-Town Rumble, all that good stuff. Anyway, there it is. The like a popcorn fart or like a fart that was silent in church. It wasn't even deadly. They're gone. That angle that started off so hot is like nothing. I don't know. Any other thoughts on it, Harper?
It sucks.
It really does.
It's like a bottle rocket down here, and then it's over with.
Dude, that's the way to do it, man. You light it and it takes off fast, and then 4 seconds later, pop, it's done.
You try to shoot fireworks Saturday?
No.
But Doc, was it loud in your neighborhood? Louder than usual?
I wasn't at home.
Bro.
Where the fuck were you? You fucking...
I was at a crowded beach party.
Oh, God. You got the Rona.
He's full of it. So I posted actually on Twitter what happened to me. Bruh, the neighbor next door must have been like shooting them off in his yard. My wife jumps out of bed at midnight going nuts. And she thought somebody was shooting. It's like, that's fireworks. That's not gunshots. And she got mad at me because I didn't get out of bed and go check on things. Then in the morning, she's fussing at me again. It's like, I grew up in New Orleans. I know what gunshots sound like on holidays. Well, in general, I do. But anyway, so long story short, it was loud in our neighborhood, which is insane because it's usually not. All right. Doc, any other thoughts on the Samoan SWAT team?
I think it's a good idea to put them with Paul Lee. I can't wait to see what happens.
I've always liked that name.
I think it's a great name. SST, Samoan SWAT team. They're good. It's good. They're a better fit with Paul Lee than Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey.
Yeah, two like fucking rednecks that look like truck drivers.
With a northerner.
Yeah.
I actually do. I
Fucking
agree.
yuppie.
I agree. I think him with the Samoan SWAT team was good. I like that. I think there's something to it. All right. So with that said, I want y'all to just pay attention here, especially if you're a Patreon and you can see it on the video version. Barry Windham looks so sleazy with that beard in his next promo. So here it is.
Back at World Championship Wrestling, the man at my side, Barry Windham, former U.S. heavyweight champion. And the question the wrestling world wants to know is, you've had time to have it examined. What kind of shape is the hand in?
What about my hand? What about it? First of all, an injury has never had anything to do with how I have prepared myself for a match or how I perform in a match against anybody, whether it's against somebody the caliber of Luger, whether it was against Ric Flair years ago. Anytime I get injured, I always give 110% in a ring. An injury has never stopped me from doing what I have to do. And that's not an excuse, and I'm not making an excuse. The excuse is that Luger is not the man that should be the champion. He comes out here, he's squawing, he's crying before the match about how he was never given the chance to even wrestle me for the United States Heavyweight Championship. And now that he wins on a fluke, it was a fluke, Luger, and you know it very well because I've beaten you time and time again. It was a fluke. I watched that tape over 100 times, easily 100 times, and my shoulder was up just as soon as yours was. You are not the champion. You know that you're not the champion because I've watched your interviews out here. You don't even have the guts to tell these people that you're not the champion, and you don't know how to react because you are not proud of what you've done. You're wearing gold that belongs to me and doesn't belong to you. So, Pally, believe me, this is far from being over, and injury never stops me. I will have my limbs cut off before I walk away from you.
Let's go to the ring and watch Barry Windham.
He looks pretty sleazy, doesn't he, Harper, with that?
He looks like a great villain with the hair and that beard.
Yeah.
He looks awesome. And then
He
fucking
does.
Kendall looks a lot better because he looks more sleazier. And I would rather him talk. I don't know. I'm like, that fucking Japanese guy serves no fucking purpose.
He's there to buy people in Toyotas.
He's just a fucking little fucking Japanese statue that just stands back there.
Careful.
What? I'm just so.
I don't want you to have to get sent to BTT sensitivity training.
You know what it is with Hiro Matsuda? It's not that he's standing there.
You'd be in there with Sammy Guevara.
It's not that he's standing there not saying nothing. The problem is we grew so accustomed to all these years.
There's someone standing there.
JJ Dillon.
Right, and JJ.
And he ain't JJ. So the subtraction of JJ in itself, and then looking, he can never replace JJ, but him being out there, like to simulate, I guess, oh, he's the guy now and he's replacing him. It would never work. And it's not a knock on Hiro. It's just that's not his strength. So that's why he rarely talks. And just seeing him out there, it's like, oh, he's a statue. Because, I mean, he kind of is. He's just standing there. I mean, because he can't be J.J. Dillon.
Yeah, he doesn't interfere. He doesn't fight with the referee. He doesn't do anything.
He's just a money man. That's all he is.
Yeah.
That's the only purpose he has. But I'm with you, man.
So why would he come to the ring?
Stay tuned. That's all I'll say. All right. Doc, your thoughts on Barry?
Ron Wright once sat in a wheelchair for a year and a half until he didn't.
Boy. Ron Wright.
But we at least heard him talk.
One of the greatest talkers you'll ever hear, too. Okay. Doc, thoughts on Barry right there? Promo? Anything?
I thought he was really, not only did he look sleazy, but he was really, really good too when he was talking about just, he's not blaming injuries. He's telling Luger he knows, Luger knows, he knows that Luger knows he ain't the real champ, the rightful champ. And at the end saying, I'll cut off my limbs before I stop coming after you.
Yeah.
I think Kendall Windham looks like one of the bad guys in one of those the late 80s Steven Seagal movies with that hair and a sports jacket.
Yeah. That cookie cutter.
Yeah, like the bad guy you see like Beverly Hills Cop or something.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. All right. Any other thoughts, Doc?
Nah, Brian.
Is that Missy?
Well, no, that's not Missy.
Oh, fuck. That goes my heart on.
That's Bobby Eaton's.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Now I'm gay.
No. What the hell, Harper? I mean, come on, man. You know, this guy over here, he's talking like the Iron Sheik. It's so stupid. I mean, come on, man. I look for some entertainment. Y'all come out here, you do the same thing, and then they say you're gay. What the hell, Harper? All right.
Hey,
so we gotta go
lean into it. Lean into it, man.
Yeah. So we go, first off, Barry Windham defeats George South. Windham still selling the hand injury during the match that he injured when he was wrestling Luger, so there was something there. Pay attention to that as we proceed in the next couple months. Also, Sting then defeats the Raider. I've got nothing from that, which leads us then to Jim Cornette, the Midnight Express promo. Here it is.
Wrestling. We're going to be talking to Jim Cornette here in this vivid red jacket. And fans with us in the great state of Louisiana, here in Atlanta, in the Omni, or Philadelphia, or Landover, Maryland. This is one of the most popular units in the sport of wrestling today. Wait a minute! The original Midnight Express, our history, brother! Paulie dangerously made a grandstand play. He substituted Jack Victory an hour before the match was going to start, thinking it would throw us off so bad that we'd lose and we'd be out of the NWA. But Rose got beat. Condry's so embarrassed he'll never be seen again. Paulie ended up with a 3-egg omelet on his face. Would have been brilliant if it worked, Paulie, but it didn't. But he didn't waste no time. He landed on his feet like a cat. He goes out and he signs the Samoan SWAT team. They're big, they're rough, they're mean, and they're tough. But, brother, I guarantee you this, Paulie Dangerously, we got a score to settle with you, and you're the only one left that we ain't got. So if the Samoans try to keep us away from you, then we're going to have to go round and round, because we're going to get to you, Paulie Dangerously, and I guarantee you this, Sweet Stan, the Gangster of Love, Beautiful Bobby the Sultan of Swing, the greatest tag team in the world today, and no tree climbing, flowery tight wearing, raw fish eating coconut heads from somewhere out in the South Pacific are going to keep us off you, Paulie Dangerously, because we've beat the best. We've done it all. For 3 years, everybody went around the NWA going like this. We jumped on them and broke it in half. They said rock and roll would never die. We put it in a coma. We run off the Imitation Express. We've won every title, held every award, and gotten every honor. And, brother, when the Midnight Express and Jim Cornette say they're going to do something, they're going to do it. And I guarantee you, Paulie, if the Samoans want to try us, we're more than welcome to jump on them, but we're going to get to you eventually, especially with all these people behind us, because, Paulie, you've got more enemies than Morton Downey Jr. has teeth. I'm about to be able to pull a little stroke for you and maybe get you in the danger zone sometime. You can take care of it one-on-one. I think it'd be hard for Paulie Dangerously to run a talk show with no teeth in his mouth. There you go, fans. Those comments from Jim Cornette.
Okay, so, Doc, do we want to talk about what Cornette said first or Stan Lane's get up?
Let's finish Cornette and then come back to the get up, because both are equally worthy of being covered here. I believe Corny was straddling the line, if you will.
Boy. Okay, Corny straddling the line. I think there's something to that. Harper,
he was also talking shit. He's like, look at all the stuff we've done.
Yeah, the Horsemen, Tully and Arn,
rock and roll.
He was talking some smack. He was scoreboarding. Yeah. He was spiking a football, Doc.
Oh yeah,
high stepping at the 50, Deion Sanders style.
Victory lap.
Oh yeah, for sure. What did you think about what he said about the Samoan SWAT team climbing up trees, coconuts,
having coconuts for cabezas?
Jesus. Does Corny need to go to sensitivity training?
Probably, but who's going to tell him he has to go?
That's true, too.
And it's already full. We only have 2 seats, and Sammy Guevara and Harper are booked.
God damn it.
This is Harper's 5th trip, but he doesn't seem to he never can pass the test at the end.
Whoops.
Archik, I tell you, Harper, it's okay. You break her back. Shove it as far as you can. If you marry to her, it don't matter. No, I'm just kidding.
That's nice. I think he needs to go to sensitivity training.
Tell the Sheik no need. Sheik will break sensitivity training back. I humble that bitch.
Here's the problem, Harper. We had Sheik write the material, the course curriculum for the sensitivity.
No.
Dude, y'all got to go follow Iron Sheik on Twitter. He's just...
I think everybody already does.
Straight ridiculous. Harper, what did you think? Go ahead, Doc. What you say?
I just think I thought it was a thing that everybody knew.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they do. Harper, your thoughts on Corny's rather, promo?
I mean, he was scoreboard. Like you said, he fucking brought up fucking Tully and Arn without saying their name.
Yeah.
In a Rock and Roll Express.
Rock and Roll. Sent the Midnight Pack in. Do you have any thoughts, though, on what he said about the
coconut heads and all that?
Yeah, climbing the tree and Jesus Christ.
Come on.
Well, that's where the coconuts are.
I get it, but damn, that felt rough. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, so if we got nothing else on that, Doc, you're laughing because of freaking
look at that picture in front of us there.
Well, I want you to notice, I rewound it a little bit. He's got that jacket on with the black. It's black, but it's got the white or silver belt. He's got his jeans on. So he went
yeah, he does.
After his match, he went and either took his trunks off or he left his trunks on and just pulled his jeans up over it. And I thought that's what I was popping at too, because he's out there with the jeans on with the jacket. It's just, I don't know, Doc. Can you describe it? Look at him,
bruh. He looks like David Lee Roth guest hosting Star Search out there.
He looks like the guys from fucking Critters.
What?
You remember that fucking movie Critters?
I haven't seen it since it came out.
And the fucking space guys, they were like the cops, like the bounty hunters. They were fucking aliens.
Doc's gonna Google it, and he's gonna see it.
And to fucking blend in, they went to this house and they had fucking MTV on. It was the typical like 80s rock band was playing, and they copied their look to fucking blend in, and that's what it looks like.
It's so ridiculous. And I mean, Bobby's got the same thing on, but Stan looks more ridiculous for some reason.
Yeah, because he's got the sunglasses on.
He got the sunglasses, the herringbone necklace, the smile. Him and Bobby are, they see some woman in this crowd, and they're tapping each other on the shoulder again. They're doing what they do. It's their gimmick, man. They're living the dream, brother. Oh, these two. Okay. Doc, any other thoughts on it?
No, it was real good.
Yeah.
Real good.
All right, so after Corny in the Midnight, the Varsity Club defeat Crash Chandler and Steve Casey, if I got the names right. Doc, any thoughts on that?
So Steve Casey was on a Clash, and now this is the next time we've seen him.
Yep. Tagging with Crash Chandler, who I don't know what the hell that guy was doing out there.
Yeah, that guy sucked.
Well, I think he's got. No, I'm not trying to make fun of him when I say this.
Bro, that dude looks like the keyboard player in Kansas.
I think, Harper, he's got.
Carry on my wayward son.
Harper, I think he's got boxing boots on.
Yeah. And his tights look weird.
Yeah, it's like he's got capris on or something. But his boots are, I think that's boxing boots.
It is.
I don't think that's sneakers.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And Spivey and Dr. Death are just manhandling him because he kind of does look a little lost out there. I don't know how else to describe it. But, yeah, nothing much. Definitely not a 5-star match or anything. After that, we go to Sting, who cuts like a 30-second promo, and Sting talks for 30 seconds, and he says absolutely nothing, Doc. Or did you have something from it?
I'm trying to look and see.
He didn't even scream.
No.
My note here was Sting basically said that the bookers are ignoring him.
And this promo was fucking shit.
It was 30 seconds, and he didn't scream. I need a Sting scream every promo. That's what I need.
It's okay if you don't.
So then after that, we go to Butch Reed, who defeats Gator Gilmore. And then JR, I should have wrote down a timestamp. JR mentions that Teddy Long was Ebony Magazine's Man of the Year. Which
I looked it up and he was.
Well, I didn't look it up. Was he really?
No.
Okay.
Fucking Mike.
Mark Mills.
I was about to say, no way. Teddy Long, according to JR, is Ebony Magazine Man of the Year in 1989. Whoo! Why was he messing with Teddy like that?
Because he can.
Yeah.
You know, JR's been on a roll lately because he's messing with Murdoch. Now he's messing with the referee.
We know that you're podcasting, Harper.
Oh, wrong person.
Mikey just texted you and me to tell us he was podcasting.
All right.
It would have been great if you'd have responded to that text from 10 o'clock this morning a little earlier, but hey, whatever.
Which one?
The one that said, hey, are you going to come on tonight? And if so, is it 7 o'clock?
Oh, that was you.
That was me.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
All right. So, Doc, your thoughts on JR's commentary as JR is obviously out there trying to entertain himself these days.
Absolutely. He's out there doing the funnies for himself.
He's like a one-man show, dude. I know he's got Magnum out there with him, but I don't know. I kind of feel like he's not Dutch when Dutch was entertaining himself and Bob Caudle in early Smokey, but he's definitely out there like, you know, he did the Murdoch thing for a few weeks. Now he's saying Teddy Long is Ebony Magazine Man of the Year. Good stuff. All right, so we keep going. Then we got Michael Hayes and JYD. They defeat, I didn't even write down the names, someone named Knight and Royal. That's right. Again, Matsuda is out there doing some scouting because, you know, he's evidently he was not offended by JYD's very, very unprofessional antics last week and Michael Hayes' slang words thrown at him. But any thoughts on Hayes and JYD, Doc?
I'm interested to see where it goes, but no.
Don't hold your breath. Let me just say that.
Okay.
2 weeks after Hayes does that, something happens. So I think it might be next week. We'll see. I can't remember. It's coming soon, though. Something is about to happen. And then Hayes and JYD cut a very quick promo as they're going off air, and they tell us they are heading to Louisiana. They got some shows coming up there. And that's it. We go off air. So with all that said, that is how this week's episode of Saturday Night wraps up. And we need to do the ratings and give out some Rolexes here. Before we do so, I want to remind you, please use our Amazon referral link, tinyurl.com/bttamazon. Great way to support this show if you're already shopping on Amazon. Again, the link is tinyurl.com/bttamazon. Thank you for using it. Give that link to wives, girlfriends, boyfriends, family members, whatever you have in your life, and tell them to use it every time they shop on Amazon. We certainly would appreciate it. All right, Doc, I got a feeling you're going to give this episode a little bit better rating than you gave last week, because you gave last week an F. So what are you giving this one?
F plus?
Yeah, maybe so.
What are you giving?
No. What did I tell you last week? We really need baseball season to kick in.
It's about to start. It's coming up.
I'm going to say a straight up garden variety C.
Yeah.
C? Okay. Harper, you agree? A C?
Yeah. Just a regular C. Bullshit C.
I'll give it
those get degrees.
I'll give it a C plus.
Oh.
Well, good.
I had a lot more fun talking about it than I did watching it. Let me say that.
Absolutely, because I was at a C minus coming in.
I think the Sheik put me at a C plus. Thanks for joining us today, Sheik.
It was only an hour and 16 minutes instead of an hour and a half, so that was cool.
There we go. So when we get to the 45-minute shows, that's automatically a B, right?
Oh yeah.
But I can tell you, I don't like the direction this is going with the WWE kind of segments with the Danger Zone.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell y'all too. The countdown is on. I think we've only got like 4 more studio shows.
I quit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're about to leave the studio. I think we leave the studio.
I forgot about that.
Why would you leave the studio?
First or second week in April. I can't remember the exact one, but it's coming up.
The studio.
And then it goes to the fucking Star Trek looking thing with the smoke and yeah.
Well, they don't do this. I don't think they do the smoke at first. It's feel is different. It's louder in center stage, but it's because there's more people there. But
where was center stage?
Well, it was right between left stage and right stage.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
The ATL, bro.
All right, let's
the dirty South.
So we do need to give out a Rolex. Before we do so, remember, if you want our Clash reviews, you want our Chi-Town Rumble pay-per-view review, you can get it at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. That's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Would appreciate it if you signed up. Thank you very much, everybody who signed up recently. All right, so we need to give out a Rolex. I guess I got to give it to Corny. Yeah, I'm going to give it to Corny. Who are you giving yours to, Doc?
I had 3 candidates. Wyndham, because he cut a really good promo.
That was good, too, yes.
And he needed one after, a few weeks of not doing good ones. Stan Lane for his overall ridiculous scene. But I'm going with Corny.
Okay. Harper, who you going to go with?
I guess Cornette. I mean, we saw Ric Flair do the worst promo that he's ever done.
It was very monotone.
Yes.
All right, Doc, we got a few minutes. Do you want to do that Sopranos thing we were supposed to do last week?
We should do that.
All right, so give me a second, and I will pull it up as I'm stopping the video review version. So, Doc, do you want to set up what the whole Sopranos thing we were talking about, where what happens?
I'm trying to remember.
It's a priest in Vegas.
Yeah, so Harper, have you been listening to the Sopranos podcast?
No.
Bruh.
This is stuff Mike's been sending me.
All right.
Well, it's Bobby and Chrissy.
Yeah.
And it's pretty great. And so they're talking about a priest in Vegas and how he's how he used to like to go to the strip clubs.
And so the way they got on the topic, Harper, was they were talking about that ridiculous priest in The Sopranos.
Oh.
What was the father's name in The Sopranos, Doc?
Father Phil.
Father Phil. Oh my God. And I think this is the episode where Father Phil is at home with
Carmela.
With Carmela and
mind fucking her.
I really thought, I was like, they're going to do it. Like the first time I watched Sopranos, I was like, they might actually do it, but it doesn't happen. But anyway, or maybe it wasn't that one. No, that was the college episode. So it wasn't that one, but it was right after that one. So anyway, they're talking about the priest again and how the priest is like counseling Carmela about, marriage isn't always easy and all this stuff. So then Bobby and Chris go on a discussion about this priest in Vegas, which I thought was fantastic. Here it is. I'm going to try to play it. Let me see, make sure the audio comes through.
Friendly with a priest in Vegas, a Father Dave who used to hang out at the Crazy Horse strip club. No lie.
Wow.
He's still in Vegas. The Crazy Horse, he was there all the time. He was friends with our pal Ricky, and the priest was there.
Our Lady of the Lap Dance. Yeah.
Listen, I never said, I'm not saying he did anything wrong. I just find that, you're supposed to be celibate. That's tough.
I don't think that's approved by the Vatican.
They don't go.
I don't think so.
Maybe if they say 6 feet apart, social distancing, you could, as long as you don't get a lap dance. He turned the collar around, Father. Something like that.
Maybe he was hearing confessions in the VIP room.
It's great with
Our Lady of the Lap Dance.
Our Lady. It's funny because you can hear pieces of their character come out.
Yeah.
In their shoot life, the way they interact. Bacala's hilarious, dude, and Chrissy's great. You need to start listening to that, Harper.
All right.
Mike says he's going to get him to come on our show.
I don't know, I tweeted at Steve because Chrissy, Michael Imperioli, he doesn't have a Twitter.
Smart man.
No, he's on Instagram and he's got a lot of followers, but I don't really do Instagram that much. So anyway, I tweeted at Steve, saying, dude, this is great, man. Y'all, this is some good stuff. And he followed me back. Now, he follows a lot of people, but he followed me back, and I don't want to beg him, but I was like, dude, I know we do a wrestling podcast, but you want to come on and be a guest sometime? I don't know, man. The dude is hilarious, man. Them together are like the perfect antidote. They're kind of feeling each other out and working it out because, they're on Skype. They're not in person. So, sometimes they'll talk over each other, and it's kind of hard on Skype. You got to feel each other out, but they're hilarious, Doc. Am I lying?
No, it's great stuff. It's hilarious. Their interplay, talking about the episodes. I'm trying to go slower so that I don't get caught up, so that I don't,
blow your load.
Exactly, like Iron Sheik.
Yeah, the thing that's slowing me down too, and I'm doing this on purpose, is I'll watch the episode before I listen to it. That way I can I'm on the treadmill, I'll watch the episode and then I'll listen to it. It's good stuff though, man. Those two are hilarious together. But anyway, can you imagine a priest? Dude, there is no priest. We're supposed to be a religious free zone, but a priest should not be in a strip club. Come on.
No.
I don't know.
Chrissy's right. Our Lady of the Lap Dance. I mean, do we turn the collar around, Father? Do you social distance? How do you social distance for a lap dance? Is that even possible?
What?
That's what he was saying. How do you social distance? Is it all right for a priest to go into a strip club as long as he doesn't?
I don't think so.
Priests aren't in my denomination, so I can't tell you.
Harper, this is your neck of the woods. You're a good Catholic boy from Metairie. Should the priest go into the strip club?
No.
Even if he doesn't spend money?
No.
Come on, Harper. The man's got to live some kind of way.
I mean, go fuck a nun.
No.
I've always wondered why fucking,
because they're not supposed to. They're supposed to be so.
What's wrong? The nuns are in the same fucking boat, man. They can't be fucking either. But somebody.
What's wrong with you? Somebody get Guevara out of the sensitivity training. Harper's got to occupy both chairs.
I'm just saying, you think you'd be like, hey, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, because they can't tell on each other. So it's the perfect situation.
I don't know what to say.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
I'm not. I'm scared to respond.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let him hang out
Mike?
for a while.
No, right, Mike, me.
Fuck, the nuns got needs too. You think it's perfect because they can't fucking rat on each other. Because if they do, they're gonna fucking rat themselves out. You scratch my ass, I'll scratch yours.
Okay. Maybe playing that soundbite wasn't a good idea, Doc.
Well, you never know until you try with Harper.
Let me tell you something. Before anybody sends me to hate mail, that's the Catholic one over there. That's a good Catholic boy from Metairie. Not me or the Docster.
Now, we ain't into that.
That's nice.
What?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's the Catholic boy. He's the one making these statements.
I'm just saying. It makes sense.
10-4 pow, I guess. Woo. All right. All right. Well, before we get out of here, I want to remind everyone, please check out our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn, the northern version of BTT, slightly classier, a little bit more professional, but still fun nonetheless. Also, check out the Bottom Line Cast with Mike Prue and JV. They do our ECW show on our Patreon feed at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. They also do a free show called the Bottom Line Cast on the career Stone Cold Steve Austin. Doc, you got anything else before we get out of here? It's getting late, man.
No, I'm pretty blown up, man.
Yeah.
I am too. Harper, what about you? Anything?
No, let's roll.
Arshik, I tell Harper, hit the bucket pitch, bend it over, give it, break neck, break back, Bubba. Have a good one tonight in bar, Harper.
Okay. Peace be with you.
Hit the tagline, Harper.
Book it, bitch.